Hello, my friends, and welcome back to DisQualified. I'm here with Trevin,
Hi.
Gordon, perfect input as always, and I'm Caleb. We're here to discuss Bash in Berlin and some weekly stuff,
A
a
lot
little
of
bit of news.
A lot of things have been happening since last time you saw us.
Yeah, a lot has happened in the wrestling world. But first, how do we feel about Bash in Berlin?
I give it an A minus as a whole.
Yeah, I think it's like an A minus. A lot of the matches, they weren't bad. I think the worst match I had grade wise is probably like a B minus.
Yeah.
So,
And we'll figure out what that match is when we get into it. But all in all, pretty good card. Like, we've had a couple hits and misses the past PLEs, but I'd say this is a decent hit.
yeah, I think the whole structure of the show, which we were talking about on the way over, because we were discussing what we think is going to go on first, we pretty much predicted the match card and how it was going to go.
Yeah.
But when it came to how it flowed through the night, I think everything just flowed perfectly.
Yeah.
Everything led to
It
the
was
next thing.
It was surprisingly. It felt like a decently fast card. Not a lot of trailers, not a lot of time in between, and it being a 5 card, I was surprised it hit its 3-hour thing.
Yeah, I think the longest match being the middle match on the card, and we'll get to that later, was long, and at certain points I felt the length of it. It was just dragging, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, still a very good card, and now we're going to get a decent amount of break time between all the PLEs heading into Mania season.
Yeah, it's Survivor Series next, and then a break.
Yep.
Oh no.
Bad Blood,
and then
October, November is Survivor Series, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then we don't have another thing until I think Rumble in January, right? Or
is it in? Yeah, I think it's January. It might be February this year.
Yeah. We'll double confirm that our next episode, but yeah.
But without further ado, let's get into Bash in Berlin, starting with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for the WWE Undisputed Championship. This match was the lowest graded match of the night for me.
Yeah, I think same here. It being the opener was a good choice. It's always good to have a PLE card open and close on a world title match. We mentioned it while watching the show. The match and all was good, but again, with some of these Cody matches, the endings have been iffy. We think back to the I Quit match with the step spot. We think back a little bit to
Solo's match.
Yeah. This match ending was a little rough. Yeah. But it was all in all a good match. The opening was them sort of we joke about you and Zach in 2K24 WWE having reversal offs. It started off like that, where they were just having reversals off, and they are stellar performers, but again, that ending was just
Yeah, to be fair, everything was good up until the ending. When I just think, and just from a fan perspective, I'm upset that Kevin Owens didn't turn heel. But I'm also upset with his character because you should have attacked that knee. But I just think with the trifecta of Crossroads, I didn't like how it got broken up and then he just hit an extra one.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have went back for another trifecta.
Yeah, because that's usually how his matches ends, is if the trifecta is broken up, he just hits another trifecta.
Yeah. But all in all, I think Cody got hit with 3 stunners?
It was a lot of stunners.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
It was.
It was just the ending, just it's kind of lackluster. I feel like that's what's happening with a lot of these matches. Just the ending is the same thing every time. He's gonna hit 3 crossroads and that's it.
Yeah, it was. I did call that KO wasn't gonna turn heel. It's just the whole storyline thing of just he's not that guy anymore, and it's like I was right. He's just not that guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or Gooder?
He just loves Cody Rhodes too much.
Yeah,
he's just in awe of his raw power. But
probably wants him to hold that title till retirement.
Yeah, I could see it with another person that's going to be coming up later in news that is going to hold it till he retires. But moving on to second match, or unless do you have anything to input, Zach? All right, so moving on to our second
match was the women's tag title match with the Unholy Union versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Yep, and this is smack dab in the middle of match grades for me. This is the middle of the card. It was
really good. I love watching the Unholy Union, honestly. I was commenting during the match and even after, it's like, if those two spend their entire career in the tag division, I'll be okay with it. Because WWE and wrestling as a whole sometimes hits these things where they want tag stars to try out a single run, but it's like those two are a pair where I'm like, you can spend your entire careers in the tag division and I'll be fine with it because they are amazing to watch.
Yeah, they have super great chemistry. They kept running in and out of the ring, protecting each other, attacking the other opponent. They also kept them in their side of the ring for most of the match. It was really great to see. Plus, also all the spots of Jade approaching Alba on the outside, or Isla on the outside, and Alba just launching herself through the ropes for a suicide dive.
Yep.
They are a really great tag team unit. I'm sad to see them lose the titles.
Yeah, I'm upset. I was actually a little upset about that. I was like, it has been 3 months, but I brought it up in our predictor video that sadly isn't getting released. But it's like, these two, I feel like, are a lot more fun to watch on television. It's also a lot of the stories and rivalries were with them. I get putting the belts on the quote-unquote money makers of the division, but it's like, I was honestly a lot more interested in this circuit because it was on the Unholy Union, because it got put on the underdogs, because they were actually putting work behind it as well. It's like, I don't like the swift pivot back to the quote-unquote powerhouses. It's like, because we're also expecting one of them to turn heel to re-kickstart the woman their single runs, but it's like,
yeah, I think where this ends up eventually is both of these women, Jade and Bianca, facing each other at Mania. I think with the way that they booked it, like I said in the predictions video that just has not come out yet, unfortunately. They gave them their 2 matches. They gave them their 2 defenses. They said, here, you had 2 defenses. Now it's time to move on to the next team. I don't know how long this team is going to hold it, because I don't see any other women's tag teams besides maybe Piper and Chelsea getting it, because they're not using the Way, the Pure Fusion Collective. I don't see them as a legitimate threat right now.
No. I mean, we brought this up back in their first title reign. It's like, who do you have them face? It's a problem of you're booking these two too dominant.
Yeah, because when they lost the titles, they didn't even eat the loss, which was a good way of keeping them strong. But the problem with keeping someone strong is if you book them too strong, they're too dominant, and then who do you set up to beat them? Because you need to set up a credible threat to take them on. I don't think Damage Control is that just yet because most of their members are still out, so they would lose the numbers game, and that is what makes Damage Control interesting. And then there's really no other women's tag teams besides like The Way right now, and they're not using them.
I feel like they're just booking into a corner right now.
But if what I want to happen comes true, this is how they get the women's mid card. Hopefully. But we'll just have to see. But this match was amazing.
It was still a real good match.
It was the perfect rematch for these. I want to see them go at it one more time.
Finish the series a little bit.
I wouldn't mind seeing them do it one more time because they are just perfect. They have great in-ring chemistry together. And I don't want to bring negativity to this and say Jade Cargill botches, but she didn't botch this match.
No.
I don't think there's a single botch this match, so on any performer, so that was just perfect.
Again, if we're gonna bring up those Clash at the Castle botches, it was, you could see in other matches, and even when AJ Styles was approaching the ring, they did mention that top rope was a little loose.
Yeah, the rope was bad, so not saying it's their fault, just saying bringing attention to it because I bring attention to most botches when I see them.
A couple stars did adapt, Zoe Stark adapted how she jumped, but it's if you're used to something, it's hard to pivot on the spot.
Yeah.
As someone who's practiced martial arts, that is a fact.
Yeah, and these rings they're good, but sometimes they just break. Yeah. But I think that's all we have to say about this match.
Yeah. Go.
All right.
Sweet, thanks.
Dead
center of the card
is my least hyped match just because of the stipulation. It was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre strap match. And this...
It was still a good match. It
was way better than I thought it was going to be. But it is still the fourth match in my rankings. But
we were right when we said they were just going to beat the snot out of each other.
Yeah, they just went at it. I think other than the main event, which we'll get to later, these two just beat the piss out of each other.
Yep.
They were just going at it with multiple whippings with the strap. Punk got jumped in his entrance by McIntyre.
Yeah, he did.
Before they could even get the strap on Punk. And then the strap came off of Punk midway through the match. But Punk got sent through a table.
Yep. Yeah, the little spot they had where Punk was playing dead and tapping while Drew was also tapping.
That was really good. I believe Eddie Guerrero did something like that. I can't remember what year it would be, but I believe he did something like that. Yeah. So that's very reminiscent.
The thing with this stipulation too, though, is it felt like a lot of spots because of the stipulation were just ending too similar.
Yeah, we were discussing it while the match was going on. It was, how many times can you do the same thing? This dude gets 3, and then the momentum shifts, and then this dude gets 1, and then the momentum shifts, and this dude gets 2, then the momentum shifts. It's that can only be so interesting for so long. But then they did spice it up by going to the outside, incorporating the environment, incorporating the table.
Yep. The ending of this match was both awesome and hilarious, though, because the winner was CM Punk, giving Drew a GTS per corner.
Yep. And we were surely he's going to tap it after the third GTS. He's just going to go and tap because he's done. And then Drew held up the hand with the bracelet and he said, "Another GTS for you, buddy."
Yep.
And then he took the bracelet and then tapped with the bracelet,
bracelet
into the
hand. Yeah.
And I just got to say, as someone who's had their bracelet broken just from someone slapping it, that is a very risky fucking move, because that bracelet could have just shattered into a million pieces.
But yeah, bracelet storyline seemingly ends, but this rivalry definitely ain't ending. We're calling a triple threat at Bad Blood probably a Hell in the Cell.
Well, right now, I would want to see how they incorporate Seth into this, because he was nowhere near this match.
No.
He is at home resting, which is great because he deserves the rest. He was
He
a workhorse.
He does deserve a break. We have a whole month, almost 2 whole months until Bad Blood. So it's like, that's the thing, is the way he was taken out and the way Bronson Reed was able to get to him was because he came out for his receipt for getting hit with a GTS when he was special guest ref. So it could be that. And of course, Drew's never gonna not try to go after Punk.
Yeah. So I think we have a lot of time to build. If it is going to be a triple threat Hell in the Cell. If not, I just think it's going to be a Hell in the Cell with Drew and Punk, and it's deserving of that stipulation.
Yeah, no. But so this rivalry, every match and every brawl, even when Punk was still ineligible, just the promo work these two were putting on, it was like, it was putting eyes on the television. It was paying off those checks.
It is crazy to think that this has been going on since the Rumble.
Yeah.
This whole rivalry has been going on since January.
Yeah, it's almost going to be an entire calendar year for this rivalry.
So that's very cool. I'm loving the long-term booking.
Yep.
But do you have anything to say about this match, Zach, being a CM Punk fan?
I am disappointed of the strap. The double 4 corners was a decent move there, but overall, meh.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about, like, if you wanted an extreme match, like no hold bars or falls count anywhere might have worked a little better.
And one thing I brought up during the match, and I'm glad that you were talking about stipulations, if they want to do these random stipulations that no one's really done in a while, like a special guest referee, a strap match in WWE at least, because AEW's had them.
Yeah.
Do it 3 stages of hell.
Yeah.
Have an extreme rules or like a falls count anywhere, a traditional type match in the middle, and then like a Hell in the Cell to end it off.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're gonna do these random, just out of nowhere stipulations, do one that we really haven't seen in a while. I think the last one, if I remember correctly, was like 2009, 2011. And I think it was like Triple H and Randy Orton.
Because that's a whole thing with this rivalry storyline, and the reason why the first of this series was a special guest ref is because in storyline, refs are scared to get in between these two. So
I also think it was because 2K24 had the special guest ref mode back in, so this is how you promote that game and that mode. Yeah. That's how you get people to play it. So
still, it seems like the stipulations they're also trying to do is minimal ref input, like we saw in the match, Drew trying to tap out or break a
sharpshooter.
Yeah, sharpshooter, and the ref's like, it's not that style of match, buddy. I'm sorry.
He's like, I can't break it. He was like, break it, break the hold, and he was like, I can't.
Yeah.
So, but the match, I'd probably give it like a B.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it like a B plus. I think in my initial reaction. Yeah.
I think if we're going like by spots, the ending is like a A.
Yeah.
It was a good ending.
Yeah.
But I just found it so funny how he hit a GTS for every single corner that he went to. So it was pretty good, Gordon.
We get it. You want her to win. You don't like Punk.
Yeah. So, but moving on to the next match, my match of the night, and I'm pretty sure your
Same
match of the
here.
night, the Terror Twins versus Dominic and the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan in a mixed tag match. This match
My eyes were
just
glued to that screen.
it was just going nonstop from the start. They just went at it. It was basically an all-out brawl.
Yep. Judgment Day tried to interrupt to no avail.
Mm-hmm. It was just perfect. Unfortunately, we did not get to see the Riptide
On
Dominic.
No, we didn't get to see a Riptide on Liv, but
Mhm.
I get, but I'm like, I also keep commenting like, Rhea's a little chaos gremlin. Like, she is so like spry and antsy. Like,
Yeah, she's energetic in the ring, which I just love. She is just every single second she is aware that there is a camera on her, and that is her time to shine.
Yep.
Do something because the camera is going to pick it up.
That double Razor's Edge spot too.
That was cool. Even Liv and Dom like holding hands when they went down was just funny.
They're like, we're about to die.
Yeah, they're like, I'll never let go, Jack. Well, yeah, they let go, all right.
Yep.
But so Terror Twins picking up the win like we predicted.
Speaking of this match, also, Finn gave us a new meme face.
He did. He went like, and I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Because like Liv went for like an oblivion and it went a little wrong. I don't know what happened. Like Rhea kind of like folded in under herself like a fucking tortilla. And it was like kind of a code breaker, kind of a...
Yeah, even the commentary team commented on that.
Yeah, they were like, we don't know what that was, but she got some of it, I guess.
Yeah. And it was only a 2 count. Finn looked like he was about to drop an F-bomb.
He looked like he was about to shit himself. He looked like he saw like...
But speaking of Finn, I'm going to comment this again so we can lead up to a potential match at some point. He keeps running from that smoke.
No, he got kicked by Damien, and he looked like he had a seizure. He was like...
Yeah. He finally did get some smoke, but it's like, compared to like how like prominent he was in the breakup and betrayal, I'm like, that is not enough smoke.
Yeah. This match was just fun the whole way through. They kept tagging in and out. Dom getting whipped the beginning of the match, just from corner to corner, getting tossed around. And then you had Liv tagging, and then Liv getting tossed from corner to corner, getting beat up all around.
No, and it's funny because there was one spot where it was after Dominic got like walloped a little bit, and then like Liv tagged him back in, and Damien immediately walks in, and you can just see Dominic being like,
oh yeah, I fucking commented. I was like, when your manager sees that you spent 1 minute over on break, get back to work, boy. Yeah, he tossed him in there like, oh yeah, it's your shift. Time to go to work. Yeah, that's how I feel every morning when I clock in. But that was a just phenomenal match. Like, I give that an A+.
yeah, no,
Or
that
an S. That
match
was
of the night right there.
That was amazing.
And to comment a little bit on the Judgment Day breakup, Carlito and JD just punching bags.
Dude, the way JD folded on his leg when he got hit the first time, I was like, oh my fucking god, something's broken.
Yeah. It's like
I'm
I also
sure
comment.
I'm pretty sure it inverted.
But you, being a Rhea fan, Zach, how'd you feel about the match?
It was good. It was all right. Definitely my top match of the night, as of your guys's. I'm glad they won.
Yeah. Gogo, your thoughts? Thanks.
But
yeah,
now, do we see them? Oh,
one more comment also is, again, kind of going back to that running from the smoke theme of like, I also said like, no leaders, my butt, quit running from the smoke, Finn, because it's like JD and Carlito were just taking the most brutal kicks, forearms, punches, and it's like, and like it helped distract Damien for Finn to deliver a swing blade on Damien into a frog splash from Dom, which was real cool spot. But it's also like quit running from this smoke. You're gonna get it eventually. But it's like poor Carlito and JD. Ever since the shift, it's like they've just been punching bags.
Yeah. But moving on to
the main event.
Main event of the night.
Gunther, your world heavyweight champion, versus the Viper Randy Orton.
And this, of course, second best match of the night.
Yes.
These two
fed families
just beat each other senseless. It was funny because I commented, I was like, well, I don't know who's going to win because back in the day, Ric Flair would wear red trunks if he's going to lose. And I think Orton's doing that to like pay homage to Flair. But then Gunther was also wearing red trunks and I was like, I don't fucking know who's going to lose now. My theory is mute.
Yeah.
But this match was just amazing. It started off with these two just
trading off. Then Randy got advantage. Then Gunther got advantage. Then we had an outside the ring scuffle,
and Gunther got dropped on his shoulder 4 times on the announcement table. I'm surprised it didn't cave.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't break at least once.
Yeah. No. The right arm, which seems to be like the dominant arm of Gunther, was Randy put that thing out of commission that match.
It was bruised. It was battered. And then we get back into the ring. They're going at it some more.
Yeah.
And then we get, I believe, the first RKO attempt.
Yeah. Yes. That's the thing I actually commented was like the pump RKO never hits. It's always out of nowhere. Like you should really stop pumping it up, Randy.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, if I heard that in the ring, I know what's coming. But I don't know, you just have to play into it.
Yeah.
But Gunther did he get him in a sleeper hold or did he just like push him off?
No, so the first one was he hugged, then pushed the RKO away. The second one, Randy was already in the air, so he just...
Yeah. But that match was just...
It was real good. The RKOs from out of nowhere. In our prediction video that is unreleased, I said I want Randy to win. And there was a couple spots where even you were looking over at me and it's like, frick, I thought that was it. It's like, you know a match is good when it takes more than one hand to count that many spots.
Yeah, it was just nonstop action from the opening bell to the end.
Yep.
It was just hold after hold. It was very, very technical. And I was not, it's funny to say I wasn't expecting that because that was the first match. But I really wasn't expecting it to take center stage of this match pretty much.
Because I think that's a good segue into Gunther retains by putting Randy to sleep. In the unreleased prediction video, I did say Gunther might be getting a get humbled arc because you think about his past matches, lost IC by pinfall, match against Jay and King of the Ring in the Raw finals. He had to put Jay to sleep. botched pinfall and came to the ring, which led to this match. Finn Balor to see if I think it was just to set up the rivalry, and also it might have been a ban JD from ringside thing. I'm not 100%, but he had to put Finn to sleep. Mm-hmm. He had to put Damian to sleep, and now he's had to put Randy to sleep. It has been a while since, especially he won the IC title, where he's had to pull out the put to sleep out of bag. So now he's seeing like, oh shoot, like these superstars ain't pulling their punches, they ain't going down, and it's like even this match against Randy, like he had to break to elbow the neck of Randy like 5 different times and reestablish the hold. It's like Randy wasn't going down to sleep either. It was like,
but then we get to towards the end where Randy takes the steps, puts them near the announcement table, and drops him, does his like side suplex onto the stairs to Gunther, and it looks like Gunther clips his head on the edge.
This match was brutal.
And then we set up both stairs. Randy gets Gunther up there and drops Gunther through the table.
Yep.
And then we get we are missing the RKO that happened in the middle of the match when Gunther went for a powerbomb, but the arm gave out and Randy just slipped out, RKO.
Yep, out of nowhere.
Which was perfect.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Randy hit a punt at some point during the match.
Yeah.
But I think that would have put Gunther out. But
would have punted him over to AEW is the meme.
But overall, it was just an amazing match. Other than the Terror Twins match, this was like the perfect match on the card.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no. It was real good. And, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Gunther retains by putting an opponent to sleep. But again, I feel like because of him having to pull that out of his tool belt, that Get Humbled arc is coming.
I think it's coming. I don't know who's going to give it to him. It's going to be really interesting. Maybe it's Drew. I want to see him and Drew face off for the title. But I think Drew's caught up right now.
With Punk.
With Punk and his own stuff.
Yeah.
We could see Seth versus Gunther, maybe.
Yeah. It is interesting because I also brought up because it's like it was a real quick decision for the botch redo match. It was like nigh instant, but now not a lot of rivals have built up. Like another reason why I brought up Randy winning besides the Gunther Get Humbled arc was also because Randy does have some unfinished stories in Raw. He's got, his licks against Jay that he teased at in the War Games match. He's got some Judgment Day rivalries because he participated in that War Games match. And of course, he's got other friends in Raw that could come up and be like, hey, yo. So it was just, now with this out of the way, it is interesting to see who's Gunther's next opponent because, again, there's not a lot of people there.
I think this is how you get to Cody, Randy, though. And I think that's happening at Rumble. So, Gordon? Perfect.
Yeah.
So, I think that is all we have to say about SummerSlam. Bash. Sorry, I did this earlier.
This did close off a lot of SummerSlam stories. Mm-hmm. It did feel like
SummerSlam Part 2.
Yeah, the SummerSlam sequel.
But it was a great show.
Yeah.
I'd give it an A.
Yeah, I'd also give it a solid A.
And Zach, any rating for you?
A-.
A-.
Fair enough, yeah. Definitely higher up on, definitely higher up into. I should have brought this off camera, but we should probably do like 2024 in review PLE ranking.
Oh yeah, we'll do that at the end of the year.
Yeah, because honestly, this year has been amazing with Mania, even a little bit before that. It's like this calendar year as a whole has been jammed packed with memorable moments.
Mm-hmm. So now,
in terms of non-bash news,
non-bash news, we're gonna just get into not all the big stories that led into bash. We're just gonna talk about stuff that
some
did
highlights
not go into bash.
Yeah,
some supplemental material.
Yeah, some highlights from just the wrestling industry as a whole, and I feel like a good first up is the Uncle Howdy debut.
Yep, Uncle Howdy debut, and he won.
Yep.
His gauntlet was a tribute to the Fiend, which I mean, this whole thing is a tribute to the Fiend and Bray Wyatt.
But that match was also good. A lot of people did point out we like that Howdy took some licks from Gable. He's not this supernatural, unstoppable force like the Fiend was. He is still just a man, but still a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm. I think the match was amazing.
Yes.
Sister Abigail was amazing.
Yes. The Mandible Claw was a good spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think now is the perfect time for them to move on.
From American Made.
Yeah, let American Made actually get some wins, let them establish themselves. I don't think this is where you finish off American Made and American Alpha. Maybe, but that heat has kind of died down. So I don't know if you want to save it for Bad Blood. I maybe have it take place at like Elimination Chamber because you can set up the heat again in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Have Otis come across Gable and them.
Yeah.
But
so if they're moving on from American Made, who do you think they go out?
Dominic.
Yeah, it is. It was teased quite a bit that Judgment Day might be their next target. A couple people still want a little run-in with Jay. Mm-hmm. Before Dakota Kai came out on injury, they did tease that Nikki could go after Damage Control from the women's division side.
And Nikki just re-signed, so I could see her going after Liv. But the only thing is I don't want these characters to go after titles. They are characters that do not need titles to be successful. Yeah. They're already over with the crowd. You don't need to put a title on them. I think that was the worst thing they did with The Fiend. Yeah. Because he was over. And yes, he was over, and that he deserved the title. Mm-hmm. But it was the wrong character to give the title to.
Yeah. The thing with wrestling, and a couple like Cody has brought this up a lot, it's like in just the business of wrestling, the title picture is always going to be a backthought. I feel like just because of the industry as a whole, eventually the Wyatt Six is going to be in some form of title picture. But I agree with you, not yet.
Yeah, I think...
Let them continue being tribute characters, and I feel like it should be after this Mania season where they should see could we fit them in a title picture?
Mm-hmm. I just don't know where you would slot them in. Who would have it? I wouldn't be upset with Gacy and Loomis being in the tag picture.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't... Well, it's also interesting because they're not doing anything with the tag titles. So we honestly could see them get the tag titles sooner rather than later if they're going after the Judgment Day.
Ooh, that's true.
Because we were talking about how Awesome Truth did nothing but the titles. I mean, they defended them on weeklies, but they weren't on pay-per-views.
No.
And now Judgment Day has the titles again, and they've done jack shit.
They've had, I think, 0 defenses.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's been almost 4 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing, too, with especially the tag division side being their first title wins, is that their character is a true family-based thing. So it'd be cool if, with them winning the tag titles is like sort of a like play of like the True Power family bit or something.
I would be okay with Gacy and Loomis winning because they don't wrestle with the masks.
Yeah.
The issue is I don't feel like Howdy should get a title, unfortunately, just because the mask element, but the fact that they're treating him as just a human, as just a dude, I can actually kind of see it happening. It's just something that I am never going to book myself. Like in my head, I'd never like fantasy book it to happen. If it happens, it happens, and I'm happy for him because the amount of work he's put in over the years and then just this year alone, he has, I believe, earned a title, but I believe that his character right now is a title, just like Undertaker himself was a championship. He didn't need a title to be imposing.
The WrestleMania streak.
Mm-hmm. That and just like Teddy Long would use him as this benevolent force on SmackDown back in the day of, you're going to go one-on-one in the main event with Undertaker. Because he was just this benevolent force. If you did wrong, he was going to come get you. And I feel like this is what, if they're going to keep them around long term, I don't know their future plans, but if they're going to keep them around long term, I would love to see Howdy be that next force of, if you do wrong, we're going to send this person after you because he's going to make sure you don't do anything again.
Again, I agree. It's like no title picture for that faction yet. It's the nature of the business. They will eventually be in that picture. But again, I say wait until at least post WrestleMania season for that to even be a consideration.
Because honestly, preferably I would like to see them win it at probably SummerSlam. Just because that's where The Fiend debuted.
Yeah.
So, but moving on from that, on the same show, we had Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman brawling.
Yeah.
These two grown men went through a car.
Yup.
Big medium man slapping meat.
Yup.
As I repeat, big medium man slapping meat.
Yep. The official match ended in a no contest because Bronson was like, nah, fam. Yeah. Which is funny because in kayfabe, he refused to get medically checked, which is interesting because Bronson Reed is part of a triple threat in the IC tournament.
I think this is the perfect way to write him out the tournament because I don't think he should lose. And I don't think, who's in his match again?
His match, I believe, was I'm trying to remember, I believe. Oh, wait, no. Zach, can you look up,
Bronson Reed's
IC triple threat
qualifying, because if it's Ilya, like I'm thinking.
No, I think Ilya's in the one with Ilya, Dragon Lee, and Dominic.
Okay. I see Ilya winning that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I can kind of see Dominic advancing.
Yeah, same here. Dragon Lee ain't advancing in that triple threat.
He's good, but I just don't see them having any future plans with him right now.
Yeah, no.
And then they had Karrion Kross lose his.
Yeah, that spot was hilarious because it was with Kofi and Jay that fought Karrion Kross, and like they were both taking their licks at Karrion. They like pushed each other away, and then they were like, "Wait, what if we just tag on him?"
I'll look it up.
Yeah. So Jay won his qualifying match. The other qualifying match that took place that week with The Miz, Xavier Woods, and Pete Dunne, I was surprised Pete Dunne won that one. Because like in the backstage work, they're like, this would be Xavier Woods' first single title shot. The Miz has a chance to break the record for the most IC titles held. And then, out of nowhere, Pete Dunne wins it. Dirtily, I'll admit, by pulling out the ref to break up a pin. But it's still like, no, this is in character for Pete Dunne right now. His character is, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
I am not finding any information here. Let me see if I click on this. No, I'm not finding any information, unfortunately. Once we get more information, we'll let you know.
I cannot remember for the life of me who's in his triple threat.
But I just think this is the perfect way to ride him out so he doesn't lose. I mean, granted, in the triple threat, you don't need to lose. Like, you don't need to eat the pinfall.
No.
And you can look strong that way, but I just don't think... Because the way they're booking him too strong. I think they don't know if they're going to put him in the mid-card or the world title picture yet. And I think with it being Gunther, I would like to see more just big old brawls.
That's fair, true, yeah.
So I would like to see Bronson maybe face Gunther, but we have to see what they're doing with him.
If Bronson is pulled out for medical reasons, who would you put in replace him? Because they're gonna put in a replacement for him. To keep the tournament honest.
I feel like they just pull in someone that's lost, so probably like Carrion or Kofi. Maybe the Miz if he's not doing anything.
Yeah, Xavier maybe give him another chance.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a wild card that like wasn't initially in the tournament. Like it's stupid, but like.
Oh, I know he's facing Ludwig Kaiser in his triple threat.
Right, yeah, that is another thing.
He's facing Ludwig. I just can't remember for the life of me who the
third
is. Because Sammy is out getting stem cell treatment right now.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it. But is that all for Raw?
I think that's all for Raw. SmackDown.
Most of it was just stuff to lead in.
Cover.
We had a street fight for the women's WWE Championship, which led to Bayley returning and Tiffany almost cashing in again.
Yep.
Which I love how that's happening.
Yeah. In other news, there's going to be a 4v4 next week with the Bloodline fighting the combined forces of the Street Profits and DIY, which, that's going to be awesome. But in the promo where they announced that match, Solo shoot away the initial Jacob trying to put on the Ulafala, and everyone's like teasing like, is Jacob the sleeper agent? Is Jacob the sleeper agent?
I don't know, because they had Jacob attack Roman, but they also had Jacob attack Paul, so I don't know. They could have him be the sleeper, but also someone who said that I can't remember. Someone was talking about how they've it was Bronson. It was Braun Breaker. He was talking about how a member of their family has never beaten a member of his family. And this is back on Raw. But then Zillafatu tweeted out, "Be careful what you wish for." So, I don't know if he's coming, but that just could be setting up another person on Roman's side.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when Zilla comes in, he'd go over there,
but the reason why he initially shoot away Jacob from putting on was because he wasn't done. He was also exclaiming like I'm still after the world title, so KO Cody, whoever wins that match, watch your back still. And it's like I
cannot tell you how uninterested I am in Cody Solo too. If that's what's happening, I'm so uninterested in it. Yeah. They need to do... Well, they just need to Well, honestly, it's not them. We just have to be patient and wait for them to do something with them to get to Survivor Series.
Yep.
Because that has been pretty much confirmed backstage. That's what we're getting.
For Survivor the Bloodline Series. Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's about it for major SmackDown stuff.
To NXT.
NXT been cooking.
We have Trick Williams being the special guest referee, and Ethan Page and
Joe Hendry's
match.
Oba. So, interesting thing with the Oba Femi match against the Don is that it's what I sort of call like a title triangle right now, because Oba initially came out looking for an opponent, looking to possibly claim the why can't I remember it? It's the trophy title, not a belt title.
The NXT Heritage Cup?
Yeah, the Heritage Cup, looking to possibly unify that. But the Don came out being like, nah, I want that North American, but my family also wants some receipts for the Heritage Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that.
I cannot wait for Oba. Zach, as an Oba fan, are you ready for tomorrow?
I am indeed ready.
He is going to toss an Italian man like he is a pizza.
He's going to fold him like a pizza box.
The pre promo too, where it's like Oba is just sitting there menacingly in his restaurant.
Dude, every single time that man appears on screen with the title, I swear there is a screen cap that goes around on Twitter saying, "That man is a wrestler. That man is a wrestler." Like, he is the embodiment of just like old school, a big guy that can move and do everything, and I fucking love it.
And also amazing promo work.
Amazing promo. There was also a thing going around saying rate his reign out of 10. And
11.
Fucking 11, 12, 13. It breaks the scale, bro. It's amazing.
Yes, no. Whenever that man gets called up to the main roster, he
is going to take over the mid-card division at first.
Yep.
I can see him having the next long reign with the IC.
Yeah. And that's another thing is we keep commenting or keep predicting we would not be shocked if Oba gets the ring clearing spot in the Rumble.
It's either him or Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
It's either him or him. It's those two options. Because those are the big men they're really investing time into right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, Bronson Reed they're investing time into, but I just don't see him getting the ring clearing spot.
Yeah.
I see him being a part of the ring clearing spot. Like, they're going to eliminate him.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz going at it, and Wes Lee said wrestler like a slur. He said, "I am a WWE superstar. You are a TNA wrestler." Like, bro said that like it was a slur.
But yeah, that promo got deep and personal with, them having to relinquish their tag titles. Mm-hmm. Who drove Wes to physical therapy and doctor's appointments when Wes's girl couldn't do it. It's like that got emotional. And speaking of Wentz,
yeah, he just won the TNA X Division Championship in an amazing Ultimate X match that also saw Riley Osborne, the first WWE contracted superstar to ever compete in an Ultimate X match, which I love. Oh, wait, sorry. Also on TNA, crossing over into NXT, my favorite TNA Knockouts superstar crossed over Rosemary.
Yep.
Oh my God, that match was amazing.
Yep, was the sort of quote unquote minion match leading up to the championship match on Sunday.
I've been following Rosemary in TNA since I believe 2014 is when I first saw her. She was doing Decay at that time with Crazy Steve and Abyss. Abyss is now a producer over on WWE.
So
But she has been amazing. I have wanted her to come over to WWE for so long, and now she is. She made her appearance, and it was worth the wait. I really hope that she gets more time in WWE because I love watching her perform. She's one of my favorite female superstars right now.
Yeah, no. And then in terms of speaking of crossovers on the solo TNA side, Joe Hendry did a collab with the Hardy Boys, mixing up those two entry themes. It was hilarious. It was amazing.
Also on TNA, JBL made a surprise appearance.
Yep.
Making his like 4th indie appearance in this month alone. He is doing something right now on the indies that is just funny. He's calling himself I believe the gatekeeper of pro wrestling. So it's fun. I was not expecting a JBL indie run in 2024, but I am glad that this is where the timeline has led us because I fucking love JBL.
Wrestling's so good right now because
everything is on fire.
Yeah, because
speaking of on fire, should we move on to the next major promotion?
Yes,
in the US. I was going to say in the WWE in the US.
AEW's also been cooking.
Bryan Danielson winning the AEW World Title is just fucking perfect. I will say it for Gordon because he is not here. Yes, yes, yes. It was perfect. His match versus Swerve Strickland was amazing. Swerve Strickland, by the way, now getting a new contract with AEW, multi-year, puts him up in the rank of salary with Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks. And they are like 3 of the most paid superstars in AEW. But so that match happened. Bryan Danielson is now, the stipulation is he is going to defend the title pretty much every match he has. And then the next match he loses the title and he retires.
Yep.
This is shades of Ric Flair back in the day going into WrestleMania 24. It is great. I was fearing that this is what it was going to be, but I'm patient. I don't really like the fact that his first opponent is Jack Perry. I feel like Jack Perry should have been doing something else. They got the cheap heat with him being in Chicago when the attack happened and then holding up the belts because he's also the TNT champion right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have Mariah May beating Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. And that was amazing. I'm glad for Mariah May. Toni Storm has been killing it this past year with her timeless Toni gimmick. And it's a breath of fresh air. We also saw the return of Jamie Hayter. So that was pretty cool. She ran off Saraya. And then the last bit of AEW news that I have personally is one of Zach's favorites. Sir Ricochet has debuted for AEW.
Yep.
And I personally cannot wait to see the run that he's going to go on. I have seen a lot of discourse online. People are saying he's cooking, he's doing stuff that he hasn't done in years. He's doing all the exact same stuff that he's been doing in WWE. Yeah. I'm going to be fair. But he has a renewed vigor, a renewed energy, and I'm just happy. If he was not happy in WWE, that's not where he wanted to be, well, then I would love to see him go spread his wings. He said the time of his life was traveling with these people.
Yep.
So, hey, go have the time of your life. Go make matches. You're going to cook with Will Ospreay. I can't wait.
Yep.
You're going to get a title, probably. That's going to be cool. And then if you ever want to return, I feel like WWE would be glad, but I'm happy for Ricochet.
That's the thing with WWE is they always welcome wrestlers back with open arms unless you effed up. But it's like if you just left the company for like personal career reasons, if you just left the WWE for personal career reasons, like, I mean, heck, they welcomed Cody Rhodes back with open arms, and he helped found AEW, which is their main competition, but they're like, yeah, we'll take you back still. And it's like, hey, yeah, no. I do like how it's like a little bit like still business competitive rivalryness, but they're still like open, like, I mean, heck, the current NXT champion was a former AEW star.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, WWE welcomes the competition, and and both companies honestly just welcome the spotlight on the industry.
Mm-hmm. And so now we have All Out coming up next for AEW. One more bit of AEW news. I believe it was on the last episode of Dynamite. Jon Moxley said to Tony Schiavone when he was in the ring, because he knows that Tony Khan's in the back at Gorilla, he said, "This is not your company anymore." And he just walked out. So there's speculation that Shane McMahon is going to show up. So we'll see how that goes. But I think... Oh, no, one more bit of news. On September 13th, SmackDown is heading to USA. So for the rest of the year, both wrestling shows will be on USA.
Yep. That episode is also projected to be another Roman return, where he's heading back to the weekly shows.
I can also see a US title match happening because the
USA
US title
Network.
is on the USA Network. So I think
that's
pretty
about
much
it. Yeah.
all we have to say. Is
Wrestling's been
looking at
cooking
for time.
An hour and 2 minutes.
So yeah,
Hey, that actually was a pretty decent pipeline.
Yeah.
So
wrestling's been cooking.
without
Don't end it just yet.
Yeah, don't close it yet. So, without further ado, we just want to say thank you. Any further notes, Gordon?
Thanks for that, bud.
All right. Thank you for giving us your time. We will see you probably next week with our NXT No Mercy
And other weekly news
and
stuff.
other weekly news. So, thank you for giving us your time, and goodbye.
Bye.